I'm 1,000 pieces, still standing tall, a voice in the chaos. I've lived it all. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, a friend in the night, holding a broken, still holding the light. Shells in my pocket, dreams in my hands, building something they don't understand. The crafter of hope from shattered days, finding my strength in a million ways. They don't see the tears fall down in the shower. They don't know the pain behind the power. They only see me when I'm shining bright, not the battles I fight every night. But still I rise through the fire they made, through the hate, through the words they threw in my face. I'm still here, I'm still strong. This is where I belong. Mommy ramblings in my name. I built this boy through the pain. Every rebel that stayed by my side. You're the reason I survive. Still I rise, still I stand, with a broken heart and steady hand. They try to tear me down piece by piece, like I don't deserve a moment of peace. Was it just 'cause I didn't fit them mold? So they threw their stones and turned so cold. There are things I'll never say out loud, the kind of pain I don't need a crowd, but I carry it deep where the silence lives, and still find a way to give and give. And I smile when I go live like I'm okay, but they don't see the price I'll pay. I'm missing you with every breath I take. My sweet boy, my heart's still brave, but still I rose for the fire they made, through the hate, through the words they threw in my face. I'm still here, I'm still strong. This is where I belong. Mommy ramblings, this is me. Every left still chasing dreams. Every rebel that never walked away. You're the light that got me through the grave. Still I rise, still out there, with your memory in my head. God, you carried me when I was weak, when I couldn't stand, you lifted me. More times than I could ever say. You made a way, you made a way. And I've got dreams that won't let go, a foundation built, some love I know. For my son, for the words he played, I'll turn my loss into something that remains. Yeah, I rise, now I'm stronger than before. Every scar just opened up a door. I'm still here, hear me now. I won't break, I won't smile. Mommy rambling, loud and clear. This is my voice, this is my ear. Every rebel, every heart, you've been with me from the start. Still I rise, still I fight, turning darkness into light.
I'm still your mom, and I'll build something beautiful from all this pain.
see me when I'm shining.
Can you hear me now? That's weird. You heard the music, but you couldn't hear me. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Me when I'm shining.
Let me see. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Remember that song, Feet Don't Feel Me Now? It's by the Thompsons. They had a caterpillar.
Can you hear me now? That's weird. You heard the music.
That's weird. You heard the music. So anyway, I said I have a big C for Carolyn. That's for Carolyn. And I said I'm a little late because I was talking to someone. I've talked to a lot of people today. Actually, I've had a bit of a crazy day today, and I had a little mishap. Crazy. And so what else is new? I went. I decided. Well, we had a birthday party and stuff today, but we were okay. Gia and Michael went to Howe Caverns. Okay. And so they dropped Roman off in the morning. Romanoff. Isn't that funny? Romanoff. They dropped Roman off in the morning. And then we were going to celebrate Ethan's birthday, after dinner. So sometime in the afternoon, I was getting a bug in me to start, straightening some stuff out and getting some plants and pots out of here. So we have a back deck. It's not that far. It's not like high off the ground. Okay. It's pretty low to the ground. Thank goodness. And, when there's all that snow on it, kept telling you how much snow was on that deck, right? And stuff, right? And Jimmy went out a couple of times during the winter to barbecue. So today, I throw open the sliding door and I'm walking outside with pots in my hand and I put my foot down and my foot just keeps going down. And I'm like, where the hell is the deck? Right? And it was like in slow motion. It's like, so, you're like, what the heck is going on? Where is the deck? And at that moment, I knew I was falling. Usually I catch myself. But I fell forward and I broke my fall with my hands and my right knee. Well, I hit my right knee so freaking hard on the wood, I saw literal like stars. So I screamed and cried. Jimmy comes out that you would think I was dead, okay? Oh my gosh, honey, right? So he's screaming, honey, oh my gosh, what happened? Right? So I'm like, I fell, but I'm trying. So while I turn around, okay, to see how the hell I fell, I noticed that, the flashing and everything that has your deck hooked up like to your house. I see our whole deck over that side is down. It's like, it's the whole thing, and it's a big deck. And then I said, oh my gosh, the ice must have fallen and it like just obliterated this thing. I don't know. I said to Jimmy, I go like this, it's collapsed. He goes, your knee is collapsed. I said, Jimmy, turn around. Right? So then he finally sees it. And he's like, oh my gosh, right? He goes, let me see your knee. Let me see your knee. I had a big gash on my knee. It was already swollen and bruised. I was freaked. Like, it took me like 4 minutes to when you're hurt so bad, like oh my gosh. Then he goes, I said, no, I can get up. See, I'm a trooper though. This is like what I told Jimmy. A lot of people would probably be like, oh, I need to rest today. And all I'm thinking that I'm still going to go for my walk today and I'm still doing my workout today. And I did my workout because that's just who I am. Okay. That's what I'm saying. When people ever want to call me a quitter, you got the wrong person. Okay. You got the wrong person. But anyway, So after that, Jimmy said, just sit down for a little bit and put some ice on it and take 2 ibuprofen. So I did that. I took 2 ibuprofen, I put ice on it, and then I did everything else. I got everything ready for the party. Then Gia and Michael came. Let's see. So we have to call someone tomorrow and see what the heck that's about. It's always something. That was scary because usually I did not expect that. But literally it had fallen down like at least, like 7 inches from where you would normally put your foot. That was just really scary. And of course I wasn't looking down. I was just looking across because you expect the floor to be there. Clitters never wet, right? Yeah, Terry. And so anyway, then the ice cream cake turned out really good. I do have the video. I did take a video of me finishing it. I'll put it up, but then I have pictures of it. It came out so perfect. The layers were so perfect. It was really good. Ethan wanted to bring some back to college, but I'm like, I don't think it's going to stay in the car. So we had dinner. We had ice cream cake. And then G is funny because she has to sit in the massage chair when she comes. Then she says, she always says, can I have sparkling water? So I always give her a glass with ice, and she'll tell me no. And my son Michael says, Mom, she likes like the room temperature seltzer, and I always tell her it's better cold. Well, today she finally freaking put it in the glass with the ice, and she goes, oh, this is good. And he's like, I tell her all the time. I said, why would you drink room temperature? And then she's like, oh, no, this is really good, right? Okay, so now she drinks that at least. I usually bring it to her. She tells me no, she didn't want it. Then she'll get up, and I know she's shopping my house. So she knows right where to go. She goes in the kitchen on this side. Oh, you still have the purple sponge. I said, you want a purple sponge again? Yeah, so she takes the purple scrubby sponge. And I said, do you want these scrubbers? Because I have these purple scrubbers, like these net scrubbers. Yeah, my son's like, take 2. I'm like, take 2. Then she goes, Michael, look, your mother has these candles here, right? I could really use some more candles. Do you have any more candles? I said, yeah, I do. So I had a big red jar one. And it's funny, my son, she picks up some Yankee candles and she goes, he goes, take that Yankee candle. That's a Yankee. My son is like, really, he knows because I used to buy Yankee candles all the time. So he grew up with Yankee candles. So he's always telling her to take the Yankee candles. And I got some of them for Christmas for them. So he goes, take that Yankee candle. And she's like, that's not, I don't know if I really want that scent. So I said, here, I had a really nice candle in this red glass thing. And it smells like what we had gotten at the cider mill, which were these balsam fir. We had looked all over it. It was $50 there. And then I found the exact same scent elsewhere, and I got these really huge ones. And she goes, oh, that's the scent I love. That's the scent of my childhood. I said, yeah, don't you remember we saw them at the cider mill? And she's like, yeah, and they were $50. And so I said, yeah, here, take it. I take it. So she took that, and what else did she take? I gave her the charm bracelet with all the little purses on it. She loved that one. And but she always goes to shop the house. And then she's like, I really love this flavor of seltzer. And I said, well, I went in the store that was after Easter. I said, I'm going to stop and get seltzer. You said, get me a case. I said, what flavor do you want? You said, I don't care, any flavor. So I bought 2 of one and 1 of this one. And she ended up liking this one. So, but it's funny. She always goes home stuff. She'll always shop the house after a little while. But anyway, then we had cake. Then I waved to them. I have this thing I do. It's crazy. Like all my kids, there was this one movie where it said, I'll be waving in the back until you can't see me, right? And I'll still be waving. So I always do that when they leave. Like when my daughter used to leave, and when I never just leave her at the train station or the bus station. I always wait and then wave. Anyway, so with Ethan, I tell him, okay, like when you back down, just keep waving away. He's like, okay, Mom. So then Gia's like, you better do that to us too. So I'm like, okay. So they pulled out first, so I had to wave to them like crazy. And then Ethan then got him out. Luke was exhausted because he's been working at the landscaping stuff at 6 a.m. So he was, oh my gosh, he was just couldn't wait to go to bed because they had to sleep over the night. They also had their friends, and it was 1 o'clock in the morning. And then he still got up at 6 and did it and worked like a crazy man today. So yeah, and that was it. And then yeah, my leg, I just keep moving. It hurts a little bit, but it's all right. I'll be fine. Anyway, so what have I been doing? So now about the Nancy Guthrie, I looked a little bit. Okay. Oh, there's my friend. There's my friend. Hi, baby. So who is it? Cece? Cece says that the answer is going to be the DNA. Let me see what my notes are over here. Hold on a minute. I listen to these, experts. Expert Cece says DNA is the key, and the saliva DNA, like from that bite light, that's going to be it. And investigators should go back to the house because DNA is very hardy, and they can still go around there. And they're like, but what about they release the house to the Guthries? And they said, well, she said, doesn't really matter because they could just rule that out, but they should go there. And she said it's a Hail Mary, but at this point, that's what it is. And then everything in the case seems to be a Hail Mary at this point. And then she said the DNA, the new technology could be the only hope, the ability to deconvolute the DNA samples, like the mixed samples, to deconvolute them. That's going to be new technology, and not even that, it's even possible maybe. So there she was saying that, and then there was the other expert. Hold on a minute. Where did I put the other expert? Okay. The former prosecutor, Matt Murphy, says that he believes that guy on the camera is known to Pima County law enforcement, probably not his first rodeo, probably released on some social justice program. But come on, wouldn't his DNA be in the system? Or they're saying that they just didn't get his DNA. I don't know. It's very weird. But I heard more than one person say that. I will say that. More than one supposed expert say that they think it is someone that is known to law enforcement on that video. Okay. And then the third expert, Dr. Ann Burgess, she says this was an act of retribution for something. Well, I've said that too. That's what I believe, okay? She said that something went terribly wrong inside the house. And she said how just a small amount of blood appeared in evidence, okay? Where does it go? We've all said that, right? There's a higher concentration on the porch, then it goes to a couple droplets, and that's it. So does it go into a car? Does it follow a path? It just vanishes. She just vanishes. We've all said that. So then who in her orbit, let's call it that. It could be family, it could be friends, would be hurt the most by her kidnapping. So saying it's retribution on something, or her family. And those are what the experts are weighing in saying. So let me go to Oh my goodness, I'm tired. I'm going to go to the latest on just to see the updates here. I was just watching a woman doing her laundry with a 1953 Maytag. Wow. All right. Alrighty, so what are they saying? How impossible it would be to conduct the land searches. So it would be, it's not impossible to be, okay. Acting out scenes, okay. The HOA has stated they did not call for the removal of Nancy Guthrie's memorial and support Nancy and her family, because people said HOA was doing something, I don't know. No, someone said, in all seriousness, how do you not know to swab the flashlight if it was dropped in this day and age? Well, who the heck said the flashlight was dropped? What? Why isn't anyone calling out the fake AI-generated videos on YouTube about the Nancy Guthrie case? I don't know why either. They're spreading made-up stories, profiting off misinformation, and reusing other people's content without credit. I've been saying that for a long time. Yes. Let's see. What are the search? Where are the search teams and search groups? It's a little kind of late for that, isn't it? I don't know. They should have been going. Why did Sheriff Nanos call off the search so soon? Why have search groups not been enlisted? It's been 70 days since Nancy Guthrie went missing. Please, if anyone knows anything or may have seen something, call 1-800-CALL-FBI. Cardiology information gathered by Nancy Guthrie's pacemaker even after separation from her devices as reported in this video. It's a faker video, AI video. See? I believe it's a faker AI video. Why are they doing that? Faker AI videos. Let's hope this is legit info. No, you have a faker AI video. What do they call it? AI slop. Oh, and if anybody's wondering why I put my today is Saturday and Sunday, because yesterday I put my today is Saturday video and I had it on private. Okay? So I put it to public. So it's there. It was posted on Saturday. Just posted private. Let's see. So if AI can really do this, then why hasn't the FBI done this? Done what? What did they do? Okay. Who drove Nancy home and helped her inside? One news agency said they spoke to Annie and she helped her inside. Another says Tommaso dropped her off and watched her go inside. Another says Tommaso helped her inside. What? Who? Who says that? AI? Okay. Now they're kind of going onto Annie, right? saying she writes about darkness, she emanates darkness. What is going on with Nancy's middle child? Where's Nancy and why isn't Annie speaking out? Yeah, they're really going on Annie. Here's Annie's work. They're posting a bunch of pictures. Hold on, I gotta shut this heater. They're posting a bunch of pictures and a bunch of excerpts from her writing. You know, she could have a dark side. It doesn't mean that she had anything to do with the abduction of her mother, okay? She could be a dark person, but it doesn't mean she did something like that, you know? Okay. Let's see. Bordered wall, it's not secure. Okay. Is it day 71 or is it day 70? I don't even know. It's day 71? Day 71. Day 70, day 71. Interview with Annie. So they're really on the Annie kick now. The Twitters, whatever, the X's are really on the Annie. Why was Nancy, they're even posting pictures. Why is Nancy crying with a picture of her family? Come on, it looks totally AI. 12 million, let me see here. Where's Nancy? Okay. Oh, what is this? Reading a book. Fatal Inheritance. Okay. Porch guy, Nancy Guthrie. Okay. Everybody's just going to town on this. Lauren. And not just opening up a new Twitter account to take advantage of Nancy Guthrie. Okay. So somebody named Lauren Serpa Fatog says, I haven't posted on Twitter about this until now. I've been taking care of the memorial for Nancy Guthrie in front of her house for a while now. She helped me emotionally when my fiance died in 2015 and we always kept in touch. Nancy needs to be found for the family, but somebody thinks it's a faker, I guess. I don't know. She says, I hope this is not somebody that just opened up a Twitter account. I don't know. Oh, another sine wave. Why would Pima County Sheriff and FBI not take a tip seriously? What tip are they not taking seriously? Someone had a tip saying they knew who the Nancy Guthrie perp is, and the feds contacted them back and asked to meet up, and they did. What? What? Well, he went allegedly missing on 2/10, same day the porch perp video was released. The heck is this? I don't know what somebody's putting up 3 different. The way they put up people, they're gonna get. I don't know. Let's see. Based off numerous profilers, and if everything we have been told is truthful, this was never about ransom or Savannah directly. This was about power. He now feels like the invisible man, and he will strike again. I have been reading some of John Douglas's work on abduction. If all the information we have, I believe he will strike again. Don't be surprised if he finds another house near Nancy's. Okay. All right. Sheriff had talking points. Okay. Dr. Ann Burgess, I told you about that. She says, I told you what she says. Day 70. So it is, I gotta change 71. Hold on one second, because I don't know why. It didn't cover a few days and it already went to day 71. Let me change this. 1. Then we're going to talk about, there's some more updates on this boat thing. Some people that, I'll show you some things. Yeah, there's some stuff. Some stuff going on here. So we'll talk about that, but let me just fix this. So yeah, lots of experts just sitting around on panels, just rehashing the same stuff over and over. What's really new, though? What's really new? Okay. Let me just change this thumbnail. So. There we go. Nope. Open. All right, I've got it now. Day 71, all fixed. All right, let me see what you guys are saying, because I don't see much happening. What happened here? This is wrong. This is not the right live. Okay, no, cancel. Just get me into the right live, please. Not that live. This live right here. Okay. So we're in this live. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Terry. Hi. Let's see, who's this? Can we stay focused on Nancy? Is that okay? We are focused on Nancy. Is that okay? Where it's called, this is Mommy Rambling. It's on Mommy and I Ramble. But I always under-promise and over-deliver. So don't worry. You always get more. I can't even... The faithful. Let me say something. Guess we can't. That's okay. It's your first time here, the faithful servant, huh? How you doing? How's it going? What's up so much? Let's see. You have a... You're devoted to short, powerful moments inspired by Jesus of Nazareth. That's nice. And so what's the matter? What's the matter with me? I'm not staying as focused as you would like? Okay. So you're not very serious about this. How, faithful servant, how am I not very serious about this? Tell me. Could you tell me? When I've been covering this case, when there's something to cover, tell me how I could be more serious about this. I've told you what's out there now. I've gone through the updates. There are no real updates. There's a lot of conjecture, a lot of experts saying certain things. Why wasn't this done? Why was this done? This should be done. That shouldn't be done. People saying this search should be done. Live streamers saying that this is this and that is that. What would you like me to tell you, faithful servant, to show you that I'm serious? I don't understand. How am I not being serious? All about Nancy. We need to focus on Nancy. How would you like to focus on Nancy? Are you over there in Tucson? Faithful servant, are you in Tucson? Did you go out there? The new technology is DNA. I mentioned the new technology, but we don't know that it's how long it's gonna take to get that into action. Deconvoluting the DNA. And us talking about it is not going to do anything, right? We don't have any control over that. So tell me how else we're going to focus on Nancy. We can report what's out there, and that's what I've reported on. Tell me what else is needs to be reported on. Because there is nothing else. So we could sit here and go through scenarios and act things out. Where's everybody? Terry, Sandra, where is everybody? Jen, who else is here? I saw White Angel earlier. Let me see. Lisa Dameron. Hello. Where's everybody? Carolyn, did you hear about that case about Janine Pirro is going to prosecute? No, I didn't. Which one? Well, I don't know. I should see it if I was. We didn't watch it last night. Everybody said they were too tired. We're going to watch it maybe tonight or another night. I don't know. Everybody said they were too tired last night. Hello, Scooter. Where'd you go, faithful servant? Where's the faithful servant? Faithful servant, come on back. You're just getting here, heart made wise? Hello. Quentin are going to change. Okay, but it's not going to happen right away. They're, faithful servant. Not going to happen right now. Hi, Meridian Kitty Cats. There's hardly nothing new to report because it's becoming a cold case. Yeah, they say it's not. They try to tell us that it's not, but it certainly appears that way. Yeah. Hi, Mary Warren. How are you? Hello, Mary Warren. Hey boy, called it. Yeah, and what did that do, faithful servant? What did that do? What did that do that he did? How did that assist with Nancy? Just asking for a friend. Is that like everybody calling the FBI and telling them that they must release the profile of the perp? I don't know. Hi, Pet Nanny Nancy. How are you? So, we're going to talk about Woman Overboard because that does have some more new stuff on it, Woman Overboard. And let me tell you about this. Oh my goodness, stop it. Stop it. How do you attack the Pope? Okay, let's see now. What is it? Is it Pat Sajak? Alrighty. So let me get him, Brian Hooker. Here we go. Brian Hooker, okay? Brian Hooker washed up on a small beach and was met by security at the Marsh Harbor boat yards adjacent to the beach. And the beach that he washed up on, let me see if I can, was relatively pretty calm. Pretty calm. You know, that he just happened to wash up on here. Hold on a minute, I'm trying to get this for you. Okay. Come on. Now, Jimmy told me if they do not charge him with something by tomorrow, they're going to let him go. So they better get their acts together if he did something, because you know. Okay, I'm going to let you see this now. So this is where he's allegedly washed up, allegedly. Over here on this. Right over here on this beach over here. You see the boats over here? Okay. Boat yard. See the excavator? Okay, now. Hold on, I'm getting you more information. A boatyard employee found him, okay? Someone from the boatyard. An overnight security guard at the boatyard encountered Brian Hooker when he washed ashore about 8 hours after his wife disappeared on the dark sea. Edward Smith works at Marsh Harbor Boatyards, a boat storage facility and repair facility in the tourist destination, and was alerted by another employee that a man had stumbled onto the property talking about a key and a woman. That man was Hooker. Brian Hooker, 59 years old. He's currently being held in a Freeport, Bahamas jail after his wife, Lynette Hooker, allegedly fell off their dinghy while they were going back to their yacht from a bar in Hopetown. On Saturday, April 4th, he and his wife had been drinking and eating at the Abaco Inn, a restaurant in Hopetown known to locals as Elbow Cay, several miles by sea from the small beach covered by jagged rocks where he landed in Marsh Harbor. He said he was on a quay, like at a bar, having something to eat and drink, and they came out to go to another place or back to their boat, but somehow they got out in the rough weather and they had that incident. The lady went overboard or whatever. He declined to be video recorded or photographed. I wonder if he's involved. I don't know. I'm just saying, allegedly, maybe. Who knows? Seems strange. Maybe. Who knows? He was arrested for Hooker was arrested for questioning, and here's, hold on one second, was arrested for questioning when police investigated Lynette's disappearance. He told police the seas were rough just after sundown when they attempted to return to their yacht, and that Lynette fell overboard with the dinghy's key in her pocket, cutting off the engine. And Hooker drifted and paddled on the dinghy for the next several hours, eventually arriving at the boatyard shore around 4 a.m. the next day. He drifted from that time until he hit here, said Smith. Police have not charged Hooker with a crime, and he maintains that Lynette fell overboard by accident. He was arrested and transported to Freeport, a separate Bahamian island, on Wednesday. The Bahamian law calls for a 48-hour limit to hold someone without charging them with a crime. Under special circumstances, that time can be extended. And in this case, it was. As Hooker's attorneys, Terrell Butler, said Friday night, the officials decided to keep Hooker in custody for another 72 hours. The deadline for his release is now Monday night at about 7:30 p.m. But he could be released at any time if the authorities agree not to charge him. He is being questioned in relation to the crime, causing harm resulting in death. Smith says Hooker did not appear suspicious when they met. He was more exhausted than anything else. He was asking for water. He wanted water to drink. I asked him, so where is the lady? He said, she's in the water. I asked him, so she's in the water. Smith says he asked Hooker what time Lynette fell in, and he said 7 p.m., which shocked him. So I say, from 7, and you are just now reaching the shore now? He says the wind was blowing so strong, so when that happened, the boat blew away from him, and he couldn't really see in the dark. Yeah, Jimmy pointed out a very good point. The wind would have been blowing them in the same direction, not apart from each other. How stupid. Okay, according to Smith, Brian told him that he last saw Lynette. She was swimming back towards Hopetown with a yellow bag on her person. He said he said Hooker was wearing a yellow bag when he washed ashore too. Hooker told Smith he tried to signal for help from the small vessel. He said he sent up 2 flares. The first flare he sent up, there was a boat that passed, and they didn't respond to it. Yeah, okay. He said another boat passed. He sent up another flare, and they didn't respond to it. Really? Smith called the police to assist Hooker. He said the police arrived 5 a.m. and Hooker was still talking to them when his shift ended at 7 a.m. The Bohemian authorities have been tight-lipped about the process, but the investigation into Lynette's disappearance remains ongoing. A second employee of the boatyard told the news that police remained there Saturday but did not elaborate on their activities. A source with knowledge of the investigation said that authorities are searching for Lynette's body near Hopetown. Yeah, you better start looking in the ground and opposite of what everything he's told you, right? All right, let's see. All right, let's see what else we can find out. Okay, the husband of Lynette Hooker reveals a grave mistake he made in phone call, and he can't really explain it. He described the events of the night she vanished and a cascade of failures, admitting that he can't really explain what happened in a frank call to a friend. Oh, really? Brian is still being questioned after he said his wife, Lynette, 55, fell overboard on a small dinghy on April 4th. It was a cascade of failures, and it's something I'm never going to forgive myself for, he said in a call he made on April 7th, which has been verified. Okay. Hang on a minute. I'm trying to put another picture there. Sorry, this picture of him looks like one he would put in a dating profile. Okay, so let's see what's the... We stayed too long. We left too dark, all kinds of shite. He was speaking in a calm voice. Brian then admitted to not anchoring the dinghy. I effing threw the anchor out last, instead of first. Can't really explain it, you know? I just know that I hate this boat. And if she doesn't come back, I'm never getting on this effing boat, and I'm going to sell this effer. Okay. Oh boy. This guy, are you kidding? He wants a new life. He met somebody else. He doesn't want to be on a boat anymore. He wanted away with his wife. He wanted her out of his life. I'm just telling you allegedly what is happening here. He's ready to start a new life somewhere else with someone else. He had to get rid of his wife, and he has to find a way to get rid of this boat. Why would he sell the boat? Number one, he probably wants to get rid of that boat. It's got bad memories, and it's probably got evidence on it, he thinks. Get rid of the boat. He hates it. Get rid of it. And he doesn't ever want to go back on the boat again because he wants to start a new life. Watch. This is so crazy. Brian then admitted to not anchoring the dinghy, and that's what the stepdaughter said. Why didn't he anchor the dinghy, right? Let's see. Then he says he also admitted they did not bring their life jackets. His tone is calm throughout the call, made just 3 days after his wife went missing, and he even breaks into laughter at certain points as he recounts the incident. Oh my goodness. Hold on a sec. Let me put this up here. She basically just bounced off the dinghy in the middle of a little blow, like 20-something knot winds that popped up. Before he described how it became too dark for him to see soon after. It was sundown, and the sun set basically 10 minutes after she fell over. Whoops. Hooker told the friend that his wife had the key to the dinghy on her when she fell overboard, forcing him to paddle back to shore. The dinghy key went over with her because it wasn't clipped to anything or anybody, and she had a spare dinghy key in her dry bag, which was with her. Oh, she had this spare key and the key. The wind blew us apart so fast, liar, that I think she tried to swim back to the sailboat. He said they were about 1,000 yards from the yacht at that time. I yelled to her that I lost an oar, and I threw the anchor out and anchored the dinghy. I couldn't see her anymore. He added that he had thrown out a flotation cushion, but he couldn't be sure whether his wife had got it or not. Authorities later said they found the flotation device, but no signs of Lynette, and have since called off the search on Tuesday. Yeah, I listened to me. I don't think Lynette was in that sea. Okay? Or he weighted her down with something. They found the flotation device and they found no sign of Lynette. He either weighted her down with something or he buried her somewhere else on land. And that whole dinghy freaking thing is all an excuse. Let's see. Yeah, this is not good. Not good. Nope. Let me see what you guys are saying. Okay, let's see. All right, let's see. Hi, Zigzag. I think she was out at sea. I think he did tie cement blocks to her neck and threw her overboard. Yeah, but then you've got to understand at one point she's going to surface and there'll probably, be some kind of evidence of that. Wind usually stops at night. Hi, Zigzag. Let's see. So the hubby is still in jail in the Bahamas. Yes, he is. But they'll have to release him tomorrow night if they don't charge him. He said there were no life jackets. That's correct. could be that he wants to get rid of the boat because it has evidence on him. Oh, I'm sure it has evidence on him, but I really do think he has someone else too. It's usually what's the catalyst. Yeah. Is there any way that they can check the flare gun to determine whether it was last shut off? I don't know if it's a gun or they just might be like flares, like individual flares, but I doubt that's true. Let's see what else we can find out about this guy. When's the I wonder if anybody's done research with those pictures to see if he has a dating profile somewhere. Let's see here. Brian Hooker. Do. Brian Hooker sent images of maps to his friends and other boaters, apparently, telling them the drawings purportedly showed where his wife Lynette went missing. Okay. Let's hear about you, Mr. Brian. Mr. Brian. Come on. All right, we have, let's see, he thought he was untouchable. Let's see. Smoking gun texts. According to a CBS News report, Brian Hooker reportedly shared maps with a friend, family, fellow boaters, and law enforcement indicating the location where he says his wife Lynette went overboard around 7:30 p.m. on Saturday, August 4th. He is still being held by the police in the Bahamas, though he's not been formally charged. Authorities were granted an extension allowing them to keep him in custody until Monday at 7:20 p.m. Let me see. At which point they need to decide whether to release him or file charges. Brian admits, "We were drunk. I should have known better." Trying to see what else. Daughter, let's see if I'm just trying to see if there's, he can't explain it. In a conversation with a friend, he can't explain it. I effing threw the anchor out last instead of first. No life jackets, out after dark. I can't really explain it. I just know that I hate this boat. If she doesn't come back, I'm never getting on this effing boat. And then I'm gonna sell this effer. Let's see what this is. Lynette, let's see, this is suspected child abuse. Okay, apparently, here's something. Detective Michelle Clark around said child's neck. Redacted said, let's see, that Brian had the child's feet off the ground by approximately a half a foot. She indicated this by showing me with her hands how far off the ground the person's feet were. Redacted said that Brian said to the person, "Say yes, sir, young lady," 2 times. Redacted said that Redacted said yes, sir. Redacted said that Brian let go of that person and told her that he wanted her to go sit down. Redacted said that that person was crying. Redacted said that both she and that person were extremely scared and that she suggested to that person that they go upstairs to their rooms. The person said that they both, she and that person were crying. The person, Redacted, whose name is Redacted, told me I was crying because I was really sad that that person got picked up off the ground. Redacted added I was scared a little too. Redacted said she did not see or hear anything else because she was up to her room with that person. I asked them if there was anything else that we should know. They stated no. I thanked them for talking to me. And that's from Michelle Clark. So obviously that's probably Lynette's daughter and his daughter. Now apparently that was dismissed or something. He didn't, they didn't charge him with anything there, from what I remember reading. Now hold on, there's something about hold on. Thing just jumped out at me when I think I was going to read about the other thing, and come on. Oh my goodness. Hamsters are running extremely slow tonight. Hold on, let me shut down something here. Okay. Come on. Okay. Let's try to get back to where I need to be. This wants to be nice. If it doesn't want to be nice, I don't know what we're going to do here. I was just ready to get into something I really wanted to read. A report. Okay, let's see if we can get this back again. Okay, let's try again. first you don't succeed, try again. Okay, I've got it. Now let me see it again. Okay, so this is another, let's see. This is when, let's see, I think when they got in the, let me just see. No, this is still about the daughter. So it says, during the course of my investigation, I learned that there were 2 additional witnesses never interviewed. I was contacted by Elizabeth Hoseth, who explained to me that she was the mother of, and I would imagine that is the daughter with Brian. Elizabeth told me that Brian was that person's father, and that the night that child was assaulted by her father, someone was over at her father's for an evening visitation, that she was over there. Elizabeth said that when she picked up her daughter on 11/8/2005, the child told her about Brian assaulting her. Elizabeth told me that I could interview her after school or at her school for further information. I interviewed that person at her school. I explained to her my job and spent time building a rapport. She told me that she was, that's redacted, and that she was currently in the something. She told me that she lives with her mother and that she usually sees her dad every other weekend and during the week for visitation on evenings. I explained to her the importance of only talking to me about things that were true and really happened. She agreed to talk to me only about things that were true and really happened. I gave her permission to correct me if I made a mistake and not to guess. I asked her if she knew why I was at the school talking to her, and she said yes. She told me that her mom told her I would be coming to the school to talk to her about what her dad had done to her. I asked her what her dad had done, and she said he choked. Redacted me, I guess. I asked her when this happened. She told me the last time I was over at my dad's. She told me that it was her dad's birthday. She told me that her stepmother, Lynette, was looking at someone's science book, and she said the book talked about what God made and that Lynette did not like what the book was saying. She said that Lynette called her dad Brian over to look at the book. She said that her dad was upset about what the book said because he didn't want her to believe in God. She said that Redacted was upset and tried to run to her room. She told me that her dad was trying to control her words but couldn't, and he was yelling. She said that she and someone, her stepsister, got scared, so they ran into the music room. She said that when Redacted ran, hold on a minute. I don't know, don't have this whole thing here really. Oh, hold on a minute. When they ran off, that her dad chased after her. She said that she told Redacted they better go upstairs, and both of them started up the stairs. She said that she was too afraid to look, and kept going upstairs. However, someone stayed and watched. She said that when Redacted came, hold on, to the room, she told her that she saw her dad held someone up in the air by her neck, and stated that her mom came immediately after to pick her up, and she left. And she said that once she got in the car with her mom, she told her what happened, and her mom called someone else's mom. Someone said that no one was home, so the mom left a message on her answering machine explaining what happened and to call her. These redactions don't make any sense. It's because it doesn't. She told me that she was afraid that if she made her dad mad, that someday he might do the same thing to her. I asked the person if there was anything else she thought I should know. She stated no. I thanked her for talking to me and concluded my interview. Contact with Rick Islesworth. I received a call from Rick Islesworth. Rick explained to me that I guess that Lynette's daughter is his daughter and the stepdaughter, Brian Hooker. Rick said that that his daughter lives with her mom, Lynette, and stepfather, Brian, every other week. Rick told me that his daughter was over at her mom's when this incident took place and that she witnessed it. Rick said the incident took place on 11/8/2005 and that on 11/11/05 when he picked up his daughter for his visitation, Rick said this is when he first learned about the incident. Rick agreed to bring his daughter to the Kenwood Police Department for an interview. On 11/30/05, Rick brought the daughter to the Kenwood Police Department for an interview. At someone's request, her dad stayed with her during the interview. She told me that she was, and it's all redacted, I explained to her my job and spent time building rapport. I explained to her the importance of telling the truth, and she agreed to talk about only things that were true and really happened. I gave her permission to correct me if I made a mistake and to say I don't know if she didn't know the answer to something. I asked her if she knew why her dad brought her to the police department to talk to me. She said because of the last time I was at my mom's and he choked Redacted. I asked her who Redacted was, and she said her stepsister. I asked Redacted who was choking the stepsister, and she said Brian, my stepdad. I asked the daughter of Lynette if she knew why her stepdad choked her stepsister, and she said because he was really mad. I asked Lynette's daughter if she knew why he was really mad, and she said because they made a mistake on their homework. I asked Lynette's daughter who made a mistake on their homework, and she said blank and blank, and identified as her stepbrother. I guess he had two kids there. I asked Lynette's daughter to tell me what happened from the beginning, and she told me that she was in the music room playing with her stepsister. She said that Brian, someone were in the kitchen. She said that she could hear yelling at one point. She heard someone call Brian a bastard. She said that someone started to walk away and indicated she was going up to her room. She states that someone started running to go upstairs and that Brian began to chase after her. She said that she saw Brian catch up to the person and pin her up against the front door. She showed me how Brian put both of his hands. Hold on a second. I'm imagining we read the last part first, okay? So both of his hands around her neck and said that Brian had that person's feet off the ground by approximately a half a foot. And that was Brian saying, say yes, sir, young lady, 2 times. And then she said, yes, sir. And then he let her go. Okay, and that was the part that I read to you. So apparently, though, this was, let me see here. thought this was dismissed. A jury acquitted Hooker in 2006 on the child abuse charge. Okay. 3 days after Lynette's disappearance, he messaged his daughter Rosie that he planned on going out on the boat tomorrow to continue searching for his wife. I'm not giving up, and I don't want you to give up either. Okay. Lynette. Okay. There's so much fake news. You have to be so careful. There's so much fake AI news. We went over his text messages. We went over the neighbor yesterday. Let's see. Here's the domestic violence incident. Let me see. Okay. This one occurred February 1st, 2015. It says Brian Hooker stated that he was assaulted by his wife, Lynette Hooker. He said that he was struck in the face multiple times. He had injuries and refused medical. They were dispatched to an intoxicated female. Then it says she was locked in an upstairs bedroom. Female stated she was assaulted by someone in the home. Officer Vanderbent and I arrived on scene and made contact with Brian Hooker on the main floor of the home. He was intoxicated, and he had blood coming from his nose. When he stated he got struck in the face several times by his wife, he stated she was drunk and thought that Jacob Hooker and a redacted were locked in a room upstairs fooling around. So it looks like she thought that maybe his son and her daughter were upstairs fooling around together. That's what it's looking like, right? So allegedly, we're upstairs, or who upstairs, and his daughter, who's? Because she said my kids were locked in there. They're saying Jacob Hooker, so apparently they didn't redact his name. So in 2015, he must have been not a minor, right? They were locked in a room upstairs fooling around. He stated that Lynette attempted to open the door. Brian stated he went upstairs to calm her down, and Lynette struck him in the face 4 to 5 times. Bam, 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 bam. He stated that he had never been hit like that in a long time. He started to cry and became emotional. She stated there was a witness. She stated she heard Lynette upstairs causing a commotion. She stated Brian went upstairs and returned several minutes later. He was bleeding from his nose. Then contact with suspect Lynette Hooker. She was upstairs talking with dispatch. She was highly intoxicated. I brought her down. I asked her what happened. She stated she was struck in the forehead by her husband Brian. She stated her kids had locked themselves in an upstairs bedroom, a room upstairs. She was attempting to get in when she was assaulted by Brian. She stated he choked her and punched her once. Brian had a bloody nose that was red and swollen. He refused medical. Lynette had no visible injuries. I did not observe any marks or scratches on her. She refused medical. Attempted contact with Jacob, and I was advised that both had left the home together due to the incident. I attempted to contact via telephone. No answer. No one stated they were involved in an assault, but they may have witnessed it. Okay. The complaint was reviewed by APA Birch and the warrant was denied. Per the APA, there was insufficient evidence as to who started the assault. They spoke with Brian and Lynette's attorney, Mark Hunting, and they all advised the warrant was denied. I advised the Jody Simpson closed. Okay. Injuries to Brian Hooker were photographed. I requested a 911 dispatch recording. A domestic incident form was completed. Lynette was placed in custody and transported to Kent County Jail and lodged for domestic assault. Okay. So that's strange. But yeah, there's a lot of alcohol usage, and to the point of intoxication. Let's see. What is this?
It was sundown, and the sun set, like, basically 10 minutes after she fell over. Dinghy key were with her because it wasn't clipped to anything or anybody. And she had the spare dinghy key in her dry bag, which was with her. The wind blew us apart so fast that I think she tried to swim back to the sailboat, back to our sailboat, which was probably...
Apparently this call was verified. This is that call that he made by CBS News.
I don't know, 1,000 yards or something. I yelled to her that I lost the oar, and I threw the anchor out.
You lost
and
an
anchored
oar.
the dinghy. And
You lost an oar or you lost a paddle. They're two different things. Paddles and oars are two different things, and any boater would know that. Okay, that's crazy.
And I yelled. I couldn't see her anymore. It was the moon had not risen yet, and the waves were doing their thing. And I saw her, I think, twice. I threw her a flotation cushion that we used to sit on the dinghy, right after she went in. But I couldn't tell if she got it or not.
Oh, he couldn't tell if she got it, and the moon had not risen, right? The moon had not risen, and it was dark. He sounds very calm, doesn't he?
We've been looking for the cushion, too. But it's amazing how small a person is in 2 to 3 floaters and 25-knot winds. So after an hour of calling her, I could have never heard her voice. By the time I got the anchor set, I was probably a quarter to a half a mile away from her, and I decided I had to go get help. But I could not get to the island. What many hours until
He was a quarter mile to a half mile away from her and decided he had to get help.
We landed on Marsh Island about 4 miles away. The cops got there like 4 in the morning, but they didn't get searching at 4:30.
He went to an island 4
we didn't
miles
get
away.
rolled out until 5. And by then, she had been in the water for 8 hours, and by midnight, I was already freaking out. So the dinghy, I landed in some crazy spot, like a movie. It was a little tiny 50-yard wide lagoon full of rocks.
Like a movie. It probably was like a movie, okay? Like a movie.
And I beached it, and the cops, of course, are there thoroughly investigating me right now. So they came and tied the dinghy up. I just got the dinghy back today, and got the boat back to the harbor from where the anchorage was. So I have to rig some switches so I can single-hand it back there and conduct my own searches. It's a story. They asked me today, the cops called me up and asked me how long I would be in the Bahamas till I get my wife back. And so that's my goal. I canceled everything we were going back home for, and I'm going to renew my visa and stay here. By day, I was keeping a very stiff upper lip because she is strong. She's a regular swimmer, not like a an athlete or anything, but she's determined. And it was a cascade of failures, and it's something I'I'm never going to forgive myself. We stayed too long, we left too dark, all kinds of no life jackets. I threw the dinghy out last, or the anchor out last instead of first. Can't really explain it. You know, I just know that I hate this boat, and if she doesn't come back, I'm never getting on. I'm gonna sell this and never go here. Every single thing that's good on it came from her. Every cute idea and awesome idea, I just picked. But she really created. And so wearing fucking life jackets, really, and she was the best part of this relationship. Frankly, you know, it's incredible. I mean, like in the literal sense, she basically just bounced off the dinghy in the middle of a little blow, like 20-some knot winds that popped.
In the middle of a little blow. Maybe a blow like that. Maybe he's telling the truth. Maybe he did. She did get a blow to the head. Okay. Yeah, crazy. In the middle of a little blow. Okay, let's see where you are. Hold on, I'm missing you. Okay, let's see. Blackout, drugs, what? There was a case where that actually happened. This would be a horrible death. Hi, Val Ventura, what happened? You know how many people would get off the hook if we use that excuse? Oh yeah, I was so drunk, silly me. He might have tied her to the anchor with the boat. Yeah, but was the anchor there? I don't know. I'm surprised he didn't say something like that, like her foot got caught in the anchor, right, or something, and it took her down. And then when he went to pull up the anchor, she wasn't on it anymore. Oh no. Blame it on the alcohol, right? Yeah. Faithful still asking for Nancy Guthrie. Faithful, we already went over Nancy Guthrie. We already went over Nancy Guthrie. What is your deal, Faithful? You're gone. Okay, Faithful. See you later. See you later. You have zero faith in other police forces. No life jacks bounced off. Being tied to the anchor alive. Yeah, but the anchor had to have been on the boat, because otherwise I don't know if I believe his story. I don't think she would be found if she was in that ocean. They found the the flotation device, that seat that floats. They found that. I think they would have found her. If she really did get trounced into the ocean, she would have surfaced. There wouldn't just be, even if, like you're saying, the shark or whatever, it wouldn't just be all of her. There would be something. A piece of clothing, a shoe, something. Oh, you were thinking about what a horrible death. But I'm just thinking, I don't think she was in there. What I think he did, they might have made it back to the boat, you know, and then maybe something happened and he took her somewhere else and he buried her somewhere. or he put her somewhere else. Then he got back in the dinghy and he put himself in that place again, and he just let himself drift. He had 4 miles, right? Just let it drift all night until 4 in the morning, because he said he paddled a little bit and then he let himself drift. And then he just let himself drift in that dinghy all night until he ended up over there, and then he told this fantastical story. But I don't think that's what happened, because she would be found. I think he buried her somewhere. Where was their yacht docked? Don't they have other people in slips around them? I don't think she's in that water. I think he put her somewhere else. Do we really know they were both at that restaurant? Who's the person that saw them both at that restaurant? Why didn't he go out to see then? Right, okay. Here's the thing. It's obviously not that deep if he can drop an anchor, right? If he can drop an anchor and anchor the dinghy, it's not that deep, number one. Number two, why didn't he freaking jump out of the dinghy, drop the anchor, jump out of the dinghy? Even if he didn't drop anchor, jump out of the dinghy, hold the dinghy, and go get her. If she was right there. Doesn't even make sense. Searched how long for a body to come up to the surface? 3 or 4 days in warm water, or 5 to 7 days or more in cold water. Just realized that if police checked my phone, I'm screwed. If the current waves that bad and she got taken by the current. Right, like Jimmy said, they would be going in the same direction. If the wind is blowing and she's going that way, his dinghy's going to be going that way. He said they were getting pushed further apart. No, it's going to be pushing them in the same direction, not further apart. And they found the flotation device, okay? So they found this flotation device, this seat that they were sitting on, but they can't find her. I don't think she was put in the ocean. If he did weight her down, then sadly what happens is, like it did with Lacey Peterson, the body starts to break apart, and that's why Lacey Peterson's torso was found. The body will break apart, and it will get free of the chains, and then it will rise. But he'd have to be stupid to do that, because they would know she had chains on her. By the way her body broke apart, they would know that she didn't drown like that. So he would be really stupid to do that. So that's why I don't think that she's in that ocean. I don't think she's in that ocean. I think his whole story is all wet. I think that something happened. It was 7:30, 7 o'clock when they left the restaurant. I think they got back to the boat. I think something happened. Huge fight. Okay? Whatever. He kills her. Then he says, oh, shite. What do I do? What do I do? He does something with her. Not sure what it was, but he does something with her. And he might have, what if he took her in the dinghy? Okay, what about this? What about if he hit her in that dinghy? On the way back, he hits her in that dinghy, kills her, chokes her, does something, dead. And he takes that dinghy with the motor and he goes way over somewhere. He said he was 4 miles over, right? So what if he went even further? What if he went 10 miles in that dinghy? And then he dumped her somewhere over there where they're not looking, because he's saying she's swimming back to the yacht, and then he's saying he ended up in this other place. But what if he was really, all those hours that he had, that he was way over there, right? So then what? Hey, faithful servant, I knew you couldn't stay away. I think that's what happened. He was all those hours somewhere else in that dinghy, but in a totally different direction. And putting her somewhere where he thinks they're not going to be searching for her. You know? I wonder what is over there in that direction if he just keeps going to the other, you know. Or he was on the boat cleaning up the mess. Yeah, but don't you think they would have found it with luminol and everything, and he would have been charged already? I don't think, maybe there wasn't a mess. Maybe he choked her. And, yeah, maybe he just choked her and they got her over there. Somewhere. Somewhere beyond the stars, beyond the moon. No, I think he drove her somewhere in the boat, somewhere far. And maybe he got onto one of those little islands and he buried her somewhere. Maybe that's where the other oar is. The other oar, he says that is there an oar missing? Maybe he either used it to dig or do something else. What if? What if? The faithful servant, of course it's what if. We don't know. Not yet. Yeah, but the other island, I don't think it was at the island that he landed on. That would be too ridiculous. I think he just kept going. Somewhere where he's not going to tell them. He told them he was drifting out at sea. I don't believe it. I think it was somewhere. Why do I smell like a candle burning? Somewhere far away. Somewhere far away beneath the stars. Yeah, it's very dark and the moon hadn't risen yet. The moon hadn't risen yet. It's 7:30. No, okay. He could have snaked her on the paddle. He could have smacked her with the paddle when she was turned around. Yeah, he could have. Though he says oars, that's very odd, okay? So if the dinghy has oars like this, like a rowboat, if it has oars and oarlocks, why was there only one? You never go out with one oar. Okay? And if you have a paddle is a totally different thing than an oar. Paddle has no oarlock. It's flat here. And you do paddle with one, like this, and the other side. You don't paddle. Nobody paddles with two paddles. Come on. So, and any boater would know this, okay? So somebody that's such an experienced boater, to make a mistake between a paddle and an oar, because even if, let's say, for some reason, you went out with one oar, I don't know why you would go out with one oar, but you would say, oh my gosh, we only had one oar. I had to take it out of the oarlock and paddle with it. I had to paddle with an oar. You would make that distinction. But why would you only have one oar? Yeah, like a canoe. Canoe, you paddle. You don't use oars in a canoe. There are little dinghies like that have oars like a rowboat. But an oar has a rounded handle, and it's got an oarlock, and it goes into a hole in the boat. So let me take a look at that dinghy, if that dinghy even has oarlocks. So weird that he's even saying that. Oh, wait a minute. Here's a little picture of him. Hold on a second. A couple of pictures of them on that dinghy. Let's see. Hold on, I'm trying to get a picture up here. I want to see something on this freaking dinghy. Come on. Okay. Look at this freaking dinghy. Now this is one of the flotation devices that they're sitting on. I know what these are. These are like foam. Like a urethane foam there. Now here's, that is paddle or that is oar. What is all? It's such a mess over here. Here's the motor. They said he had a yellow bag, but this is not that night that they went. This is from it before. This is another time. But they sit on these little seats on the dinghy. And I don't... This might be... Hold on. I don't actually see... I wish I could see what kind of dinghy this is. I I want to see what kind of dinghy this is. Let me see if I can get that. What is that? If we can see what kind of dinghy is that? Let me see something. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Oh, it's making me angry. This is making me angry. Hold on. Trying to look for this thing and my computer is like, okay, boat dinghy, there we go. Let me try this again. Okay, let's see. Looks like it might be a featherweight micro tender. Let me see. Except that a micro tender, no, it can't be a micro tender. A micro tender, I know they have a see-through bottom, right? Yes, that's right. They have a see-through bottom. Hold on a minute. Okay. Come on. All right, let's see. The best dinghy, see-through, hard bottom dinghy. Let's see. Hard bottom dinghy. All right. That doesn't look inflatable, does it? It looks hard. Most of the dinghies here look like that. They're inflatable. Even the ones that say they have a hard bottom, but I saw a video of theirs and it looked like the bottom of their dinghy was see-through. And they were looking at fish through it. It definitely looks hard here, not... It definitely looks hard. It does not look inflatable. But they could be rigid inflatable boats. I haven't come across something exactly like that. That looks hard like that on this side, because it definitely looks like that is like a hard surface there. Now this might be that they have one seat right here and they're both straddling that seat with the cushion, but they're sitting with their butts on the side because there's not enough room on the seat, but they're straddling that. She has her, looks like her legs over this. They probably have one seat here to cross here. Looks like he's got this or something under there. I don't see, where's his anchor? There's not a lot of room in there. I don't see a stripe. It looks actually, it doesn't look inflatable. This is like a metal trim around it. It looks like an older boat that they bought. It has stickers. This is kind of faded off. So it's a non-inflatable dinghy in my opinion. And where are their freaking oarlocks and stuff? Let me see. I'm going to put non-inflatable, Okay, non-inflatable. Has a metal ridge on it. That one, huh? That's so weird. So I can't find one dinghy like... Looking at these dinghies, they're almost all inflatable dinghies. Very odd, very odd. Here's a dinghy, non-inflatable. Let me see. This that has a different back. Looking for a small, rigid dinghy, non-inflatable. Someone is looking for one. Yeah, I don't know. It's very odd. I cannot find that dinghy to even see what. Very odd. Very odd. Very odd, Mr. Dinghy. Okay, where are you guys? Let me get back to where you are. All right, Val Ventura says they are made light because you put them in the back of your sailboat. Yeah, or yes, I know. It's like one of those dinghies that you cruise around the marina, right? But this one, look, this doesn't look. You pump up like they stand-up paddle boats. Yeah. And then they are hard, but this one actually looks like it has a metal ridge. Do you see that? I don't know if you see that. You see this? This is like a metal rim, and this looks very hard. I know what you mean about the stand-up paddle boards that I definitely know that, but I don't believe this is. Yeah, I think this is this is an older style dinghy. This is an older one. You can see, just look at the Texas. I think this came with the Texas sailboat they got because they bought it in Texas, and that's a Texas registration number. See the TX? And you see, like, this is metal all here. This is not an inflatable dinghy that I can see. This, to me, looks like a hard dinghy. It looks like there's one seat here. You can see the middle of that seat. And they're both straddling the seat. Well, she's straddling it. Maybe he's straddling it too. His one leg is kind of on it. He's straddling it. She's straddling it. The motor's there. Looks like there's a backpack, a yellow towel maybe. It has non-slip sand tape on there. Where's the non-slip sand tape? This is metal. I'm telling you, this is metal. Where they sit. Where they're sitting right here, they have those flotation devices, those seat pads. I don't think that's tape there, Val. This is metal here. Really. I can see it really well. This is metal. There's actually, looks like two lions, those over here on the back. But that does not appear to be an inflatable dinghy. I wish I could see. He's got two, these look like paddles based on how the end is. I'm trying to see if I even see an oarlock. I don't see an oarlock at all. I don't think they would be sitting on oarlocks. That would be highly uncomfortable, but what is this? I see something. You know, it's not lions. It's BB. Hold on. B or BA? I thought it was lions when I was like that. It looked like those old, you know, those, you don't know what lions I'm talking about. They're on the Lions Gate or something. But now it looks like RR. No, B. Let me look up BR dinghy. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Let me see. BR dinghy. Oh, come on. This thing is really... What is this? Why is it taking so long? Hold on a sec. Let me get rid of a bunch of these windows. Close all tabs. Close the freaking tabs. Hold on, I'm like trying to close like 100 tabs. Close all tabs to the right, please. Okay, now escape there. Okay, now I've got a bunch of tabs closed. Now let's see if we can find something even faster. Okay. All right, let's see here. B&B Yacht Designs. Okay, that might be what it is. Okay, let's see B&B Yacht Designs. All right. B&B Plans and Kits. B&B Yacht Design Builders, Dinghies. Okay, let's see. See if that's their image. All right, now I'm coming upon hard dinghies, but they're bigger than this dinghy. Let's see. Dinghy, 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 dinghy. B&B Yacht Designs, 2-person B&B Yacht Dinghy, B&B Yacht Design, Cat's Paw Pram, Dinghy. They are non-inflatable, but they're different. Okay, this is the one that has little oars and oarlocks, but that's not what they have. B&B Yacht Designs. Okay, let's see. So maybe it looks like B&B, but I don't know if it's B&B Yacht Designs. Let's just see. B&B. B&B Dinghy. Okay. Here's a little dinghy, and it actually has Texas, but it's looks quite sturdier than that. Pudgy, the ultimate dinghy. Look at these. But this would have been a sturdier dinghy. See these, and they have 2 seats. Well, they actually have 3 seats in that lemon drop dinghy, mini pearl. Look at that mini pearl and lemon drop. Those are cute dinghies. I like those dinghies. I would get a dinghy like that. Looks sturdier. Okay, let's see. Trying to see if we can find another dinghy. That looks like that dinghy. Okay, here's one supposedly rigid aluminum floor. Okay, let's see here. You see, it has an aluminum floor, but you can tell it's an inflatable dinghy, even though it's like $1,000. Here, you can see it's an inflatable dinghy. There's no mistaking that's an inflatable dinghy, and you see how it has the oars here on either side. It has the 1 seat, but that's clearly inflatable. That is not what they were sitting on. Let me see here. So you can see it's an inflatable dinghy. Yeah, I'm not buying that one. That's not their dinghy. Their dinghy was like in that boat because it has a Texas registration on it. Let me see. Dinghy, boat rib, Walker Bay, rigid dinghy. It almost looks like this dinghy that comes with a sail. It almost looks like this dinghy. Hold on. Where the heck is that dinghy now? Where is the dinghy? I just went over here and saw this dinghy I wanted to show you, and then What the heck? Where is it now? Great. Great. Just great. Yeah, see, I was looking at this dinghy. Let me show you. I just have to bring it on because when I go over there, it doesn't show me that dinghy. This dinghy. I was looking at this dinghy. I wonder if their dinghy can be a sailboat. This is a sailing dinghy, and it's a hard one. I wonder if their dinghy can also, I wonder if it can be, that looks something like their dinghy. And there's the one seat here. But this one is equipped as a sailboat. They might, yeah, he's a liar. I could tell you. This almost looks like the B&B, kind of the B&B, but that's B&B Yacht Designs. Here's a liar. Let's see what you're saying. Okay, maybe we got the husband drunk, so he starts talking. I remember. Look on Slack. Okay. All right, I don't know. Maybe that's. I don't even have Slack open. I shut Slack down because I just shut all my tabs. What time is it? It's 3 o'clock already? Oh, there's a trial tomorrow, too. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Oh shoot, I think I'm on the wrong thing. I'm in the wrong live. Okay, now I'm in the right live. All right, I gotta go to bed soon too, you said? It's 12 there, your time? Yeah, we gotta do the word cookies and everything. We have to do word cookies before we go to bed. I am exhausted. I have had a big day in my leg, you know? Yeah, I had a, Jimmy's like, that was traumatic. Yeah. Okay. Let me see here. But he was very good. Got me ice, took care of me. Let me see. What am I doing? I'm doing something to see just what else is new before we... Gilgo Beach Monster. The Gilgo Beach Monster. Somebody wrote a letter to the editor about the Gilgo Beach Monster. Oh shoot, I have to go live with that person that... I'm going to try to do that tomorrow. I am supposed to do that. That other guy, there's two guys I can't find alive, but the one... Two U.S. officers killed with axes at the world's most dangerous border. Mother's confession. Oh, there was a shooting in a Chick-fil-A in New Jersey. They said it was gang related. Atlanta teen arrested for murder after fatal shooting of 12-year-old. Wow. Student just shot dead at California high school as SWAT raids apartment. What? Okay. Oh, what happened here? Mystery deepens after influencer dies on her birthday as fiance's story gets questioned. What is that about? Ashley Janae. Oh, you said something about Janine Pirro is going to be prosecuting a case. Isn't that what you said? What is she going to be prosecuting? Psychiatric patient's death? Three employees at the psychiatric institution of... Is that the one you're talking about? Ouch. All right, let me look at this first. The mysterious death of Ashley Janae has shifted from a personal tragedy into a series of questions. 31-year-old's final birthday trip to Tanzania ended in a nightmare when her fiancé, Joe McCann, reportedly informed authorities that she took her own life. A growing number of people are labeling the situation a cover-up. Didn't something like that happen to somebody? Oh, she was with a bunch of people. She was from North Carolina, and it was... I think they finally got... Leading the public outcry is Ashley's close friend, PR executive Savannah Britt. This sounds so similar to the other thing where these people went away. Let's see. Skepticism was immediately fueled by fairy tale images Ashley shared just hours before her passing. Followers have been dissecting every detail from her recent engagement to her birthday celebrations. One user voiced a sentiment shared by thousands. She literally got proposed to on the trip, and it was her birthday. Who would travel to Tanzania to take her own life? She was having the time of her life from the looks of it. According to the intensity of the allegations and the haunting warnings, many are pointing to old comments on her Instagram that seem to predict a violent end. One follower previously warned, "He's going to harm you, get out." Someone said, "What a dummy, he will kill you." Well, I don't know. That's weird. I don't know who she is, but that's terrible if that's the thing. And you know what? All right, so let me see. Let me get back to you guys. I don't see much going on besides that. Ashley. Where's Ashley? Hi, Ashley James. How are you? How's it going, Ashley? Thanks for coming in. What are you following? What story are you following? The woman overboard, Nancy Guthrie. What are you? How'd you find us? What are you following? We've already gone over Nancy Guthrie. We've gone over the woman overboard, all the new stuff on that. Now we're getting ready to play the word game, because we're going to be signing off soon, but it's nice to have you here, Ashley Jameson, 88. How's it going? All right, let's get this party started here with this word game, I guess. And remember, you can hype the video up. Let me see. Hype her up. I am exhausted. Oh my goodness. Daily puzzle. Let's see. Humbler, yeah, got that. Yeah, mule. I got that, mule. Bum, yeah, but what bum wasn't there? I tried bum. It was not there. Hub. Right. Rum. Burries. No. And what'd you say there? Burl, I already tried. Yeah. Nope. Blur's not there. Blur might be there, yeah. Yeah, blur's there. Rue. Rue should be there. Uh-oh. Okay. Hurl. Maybe Hurl is there. Let's try. Yep. Oh, there's murder of crows. Umber. I'm sure it is. No, it's not. Huh. Interesting. Her, you say. Her, yeah, I'm sure her is there, right? Yes. Lure, we already have up there. Heart. Okay. Well, how about, nope. Uber. Nope. Lemur, says Pet Nanny. Very good, Pet Nanny. Helm. Yeah, heart, got helm. Do, 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 do. What do you got? Blue, bluer. Blue. And bluer says murder. Okay. Oh no, that was heart. No, that was, no, the heart's coming in with the same, okay. That was murder. Herb. Okay. Nope. What did you say? What did you say? Hem. Hem? Murder? Is that what you're saying? Hem? Okay, yeah. Elm, murder says. Elm. Oh, yeah, it's got to be elm. Right. Pet Nanny says REM like sleep. Nope. Rub. I think we already have. No, we didn't do rub. We didn't do rub. Rub-a-dub-dub. 3 men in a tub. Who do you think they are? The butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. It says hard. Let's see if we can do it. I see omelette, right? No, what? How did I omelette. How do you spell omelette? Why am I... Is it like that? Ah, I'm losing it. I'm losing it. And now you're spelling it completely different than I did. You're doing 2 T's and an E. Okay, 2 omelettes. Tomei, Marissa. Mole. Mole. Melt, help, I'm melting, melting. Okay. Lot. Yeah, that's gotta be there. All right. Melee, clicky, lucka. All right. Toe, good heart. That's a good heart. Melee. Oh, elm again, yeah. I already tried emote. It's an extra word. Totem. Metal. Good heart. Model. Extra word. Motel. Hey, where's we haven't seen Bee Lady and we haven't seen Margaret. Where's Margaret? Margaret, where are you? Where is Margaret? One more. What do you think it could be? What do you think it could be? Good try. Nope. Nope. No, 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 no. Well, I don't know how I just got that. I did. I got that. What's that noise? What is that noise? What is that? That is a weird noise. Sounds like a freaking train. Henchman. Very good. Heart. You can hear a squeak. Yeah, but that's not what it was. It was like a It was like a weird, like a, like a truck. Not exactly like that, but like almost like higher pitch, like, but like, but loud, like outside, like, I can't do it. It was crazy. And I'm like, we don't live near any freaking train is coming by. Hi, Mary. Mean. Very good, Mary. It was strange. You didn't hear that, I know. It was weird. Now it sounds like you're going to think this is crazy, but I can hear a subway. And you know the ringing of the... Oh my gosh, I must be hallucinating. I can hear, you know, when you hear the train and you hear a train and it's like the bell is that bell is ringing. And the subway or the train is whooshing by. That's what I'm hearing now. But off in the distance. And I'm not taking any drugs. I only took ibuprofen for my knee. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, it's so weird. I missed some words above when I was listening to the train. That was weird. So weird, that train. Not today, Satan. Why is this not working? Stagnant. Very good, murder. Okay. Snag. Okay. How about stag? Oh, we did stag. Let me see. I did. Tang. I think I got the tang. Gassed. It's a gassed. But no. Gnat. How about gnats? Sang. How about? Did we do snag? We did snag. Okay. Trying to think about something. Oh my goodness, yeah. Okay. Oh, I just got Santa too. It's not there though. Oh gosh. Saga. angst. Very good. Okay. Good, murder. All right, I think we better call it a day here. Yeah. Well, this is an easy one. This looks easy. Remember that other one? It was so easy. It just was so ridiculous. Why is it so ridiculous easy like that? Right? Gluing? Yeah. Uh-huh. I tried zing. Zing, zing, zing with the trolley. I didn't hear the trolley going zing, zing. Oh, how about lung? And nil, you say? Nil? How come so easy? Zing, zing, zing with the trolley. Free. See, why are they so easy again? Oh, referee, yeah. Very good there, murder. Referee. You're gonna hit the hay? Good night, Mary. I'm gonna be hitting the hay with you in a minute. It was too easy. I don't know why there's all these easy things. Why are they all easy? Dingy! Look at this! It's not the same way, but isn't that weird? Oh, this reminds me of my Ziggy, my little Ziggy. Oh, I miss my little Ziggy. Where is my little Ziggy? I miss him so much. I bought him at this little store there. There's like, on the shelf. Wash his little face. Tucked him into bed with me. I loved Ziggy. I think I had two. Did I have two? Where's the Snoopy thing? I got this little dirty. Trying to think if there's. I wonder where that guy is. Is he? You guys, yeah, I got it the same time as you did, Murder. I just looked over. And I had it and you had it. Why are these still? Gloom Murder and Gloomy. Oh, Mill, yeah. Gloomily? Gloomily. How did you do that? Did gloomily? Gloomily? Yep, gloomily. Very good. Glom. Extra word. Glim. Extra word. Loom. Very good. Maw. Extra word. Lily. Yes, I always get that one. Lily. Oily. A greasy lady. Haven't thought about her in a long time. Golly. Gil, yeah. There we go. Very good. Fix it. Very good. Murder. Very good, murder. Lacy. Why are you Lacy? What? Lacy. What does that mean? You're sighing. Why are you sighing? Not nice. Not nice. Not nice. Oh, Marion, you were joking? Oh, about me? About me? Not nice. Not nice. Not nice. Not nice. Okay, murder fixing. Just joking. Okay, just joking. What is this? What is this word here? What do you got? Infix? Infix. An infix. Okay, we got to stop now. We're just too much now. We have to stop. Tar. Tarry. Tar, rat, you dirty rat. Oh, Ray. No. Toro. Nope. Terry. Nope. What is it? Rhoda? Rhoda, Rhoda. No. Okay, very good. Oh, special level. Oh my gosh, we've got to play. It's going to have a T. Everything is going to have a T. Tart. Hold on a minute. Then it's got to be tort, right? What do you have? Very good, murder. What is this? Come on, we gotta get this one. We can go to bed. What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? Tot? It can't be. It can't be tot. Oh, there's tot. Okay. But this one, what can this one be? Oh, yes, thank you, Tara. Okay. Yikes. Okay, we gotta go to bed. Oh, look how easy this is, though. What do you have? What do you have? Foil, yep. Oh my. Says heart. What does that mean? Done. Did it. We did it in a minute. Okay, this one's hard. We got to do this one tomorrow. All right, everybody. Love you guys. God bless. Prayers. I'll see you tomorrow. Be good. May the Lord bless you and keep you and protect you and give you his peace. And love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. We'll see you tomorrow. Be good. Tired. Seem tired.